I've been in college for a long time, longer than I care to admit. I'm what you call a professional student. Although a lot of it was just me goofing off, the main reason is because it took me like 5 years to finally figure out what I wanted to do. So after taking so many different classes, you start to notice trends. You start seeing the same types of people over and over again. And I've come up with names for these people. So for example, you have the teacher's friend. This is a person who's usually the same sex as the teacher who tries to be best buds with the teacher. They speak very casually with the teacher before, during, and after class. Oh, there you are. You're late. You're like 10 minutes late. So, how you doing? What's on the agenda for today? Hey, that's a nice shirt. You're looking good. Another thing you might find the teacher's friend doing is helping the professor teach as if he's their personal assistant or something. I think he wants you to be quiet. Then you've got the nickname. This is the person who makes everyone feel awkward by insisting that the teacher refer to him by his weird childhood nickname. Mark Johnson? Yeah, I go by Buster. Then you've got the opinionated moron. This is a person who has no idea what they're talking about, yet they're always the person that wants to speak up and say really dumb stuff. Well, why didn't Rip Van Winkle just get a cup of coffee or something? Honestly, I think human society would be way better if we never invented shoes. Then you've got the lazy prodigy, and teachers hate this guy because he's the guy that always sits in the back of the room, rarely comes to class, and when he does, he doesn't appear to be paying attention. But every time he gets called on, he knows the answer to the question.
Perhaps you could answer the question, sir?
Macbeth is Shakespeare's shortest tragedy. It was written in the early 1600s.
That's correct.
Then there's the asshole. This guy's usually found in like philosophy classes and things like that. And usually he's really smart, but the problem is he loves to argue and he loves to tell you that you're wrong. Well, I don't think Descartes necessarily proved anything with his ontological argument. Well, what you think is irrelevant because you're wrong. Then there's the old guy. This is the guy who's pushing 30, but he's still taking sophomore literature classes because he's changed his major 4 times. And then there's the older guy, and this is the middle-aged person who decided to go back to school. And they're usually really sweet and really smart, but it's just so awkward. Then there's the high guy. Now, if you're a moderately social person and you're in college and you haven't been exposed to marijuana yet, then you probably will. And you're going to meet at least one person who's high all the time. And he shows up to class like every day just fucking baked.
Would you like to answer the question?
There's the groaner. This is the guy who makes everyone uncomfortable by telling really bad jokes and making really lame and obvious observations. Did you ever notice you drive on a parkway and you park in a driveway? What's up with that? Well, honestly, I don't like wrestling because it's just two dudes in underwear groping each other. Yeah, you're totally the first person to ever say that. Finally, there's the perfectionist. This is the person who's so obsessed with getting an A that they ask overly specific and kind of useless questions. So it's a 1,000-word limit, right? So if I do 1,005 words, that's no good. Okay, I have a question. My printer's kind of old and the black ink isn't that vivid on the page. Is that going to be a problem? Now, these are just a few that I've noticed. If you're in or ever been in college, and I'm sure you know a lot more, share this video with all your college friends. They might get a kick out of it. And as usual, thumbs up the video if you liked it, and if you really liked it, how about a favorite?